Welcome to the Business Administration Podcast. Hello, I'm Dr. Leslie Sukup, and welcome to the Business Administration Podcast. In this episode, we will be discussing another stress management technique that can aid you in your personal, professional, and academic life. I like to call this skill slow down your thinking, because that's really what it is. This technique is adapted from research that has been conducted by Ellis. So the goal of slow down your thinking is really just to be aware of your brain and how what happens in your brain drives your reactions to an event. And once you understand what happens in your brain and you're able to slow that down and actively change your behaviors, your reactions, physically and emotionally, that will help you to work towards your goals. You'll be able to act more appropriately to display your values and live by them, because we know that our values are near and dear to our heart. It will help you to improve your performance, and it will strengthen your relationships, because with the ones that we care about the most, we will no longer be exhibiting negative behaviors and reactions. We will be able to change them to become more positive. So, how do you use this skill? Well, first, you have an event happen, and this may be positive. It could be having a baby, it could be that you are getting promoted, or hey, you just got a new job. Awesome. Or it might be on the negative side where you are receiving bad news, or maybe you got a flat tire, or maybe you were just in a car accident, or you're late for a meeting. Well, the next step is that your beliefs and thoughts, what you think of that event, how you are interpreting it, is going to drive your reactions, whether that be positive reactions or not so positive, the negative reactions. So, in order to become better proficient with slowing down your thinking, oftentimes you are going to do this not in the moment of the event, but you're going to start off in a more reflective manner. So, after an event has occurred and you had reactions that weren't to your liking, and you want to improve on that, well, take a moment to reflect. Think about that event. Describe it. Be specific. Be objective. Put it down on paper, or you can do it in your mind as well. But the key is you want to be specific and you want to be objective. Try to keep your biases out of it and look at that event for what it really is, not what you spin it to be. The second the second step is now you are going to record your brain's interpretation. So, what are your thoughts on that event? What might be your beliefs on that event? And then the third step is to think about the consequences of your emotional reactions, your physical reactions, and your behaviors. Were they positive? Were they negative? Were they not in alignment with your values? And then the last step is to ask yourself, did my reactions interfere with my performance, my goals, or my values? And if they did, how can I change that? How can I look at this situation in the future to produce more positive reactions, whether that be physical, emotional, or behavioral? And this is a skill that takes time. It's not one that you can start doing right off the bat, but I can tell you through personal experience that the more you practice this skill, the quicker you get at it, and then you will be able to, at some point, be able to do it in the moment. However, you need to practice the skill. And I want to share with you an example or a story of the skill in action, because I always think that stories add more to the material, and it shows you how this skill is being utilized. So I'm sure that many of you in the listening audience have heard of Axe body spray. You may even seen the commercials on YouTube or television or some other medium. Well, there was a research study done, and we're going to call it the Axe effect. And these researchers recruited a group of men who were about the same level of attractiveness. They sprayed men with either the Axe body spray or unscented oil. And then they asked the men to record a dating video. Now, once that video was recorded, they then recruited some women and they asked them to watch the video and then rate the men on the level of attractiveness. All of the women rated the men who had been sprayed with the Axe body spray as more attractive. But the interesting part of the study is that the women only saw the men on the video. They had no way of smelling the men to know which ones had the Axe body spray. So if they weren't smelling the body spray, why do you think those women rated the Axe body sprayed men as more attractive? Well, let's break it down and make it to where you can truly understand the slowing down your thinking process. So the event was the Axe body spray being sprayed onto the men. What's happening in their brain is, hey, I just got sprayed by Axe body spray. I'm more attractive. Or I smell good. Or, hey, this gives me a little bit more confidence. I like how I feel and how I smell. Well, the reactions of that way of thinking is displayed in the video. The women are seeing the men act more confident. They're seeing behaviors that are attributed with being more attractive. And that is how the women were able to rate the men who were sprayed with the Axe body spray as more attractive. It's a great research study, and it really does show what has happened or what's happening with this skill set. So keep practicing, and I am sure that after a while, after a few weeks, you are going to start to appreciate slowing down your thinking and be able to do it instantaneously in the moment when you really need it. Until the next time, stay well and be healthy.